Tales of the Grim, The Last Goodbye. Haynes swung the door aside as he exited the police station. The evening was closing in, and although the skies were clear, the air had taken a stark chill. He clutched his phone tightly, hugging the edges of his coat closer about him as he made his way down the steps towards the waiting car. The phone began to ring, and he frowned as he looked down at the waiting call.
Elliot? Not now.
He let it ring, tossing it to the passenger seat as he got into the car. His thoughts were a jumbled mess. The excitement of a lead on the flame, the concern for Fran, the urgency to move quickly in the light of the discovery of the reservoir. The car started up without complaint, and he started making his way to meet up with Fran. His fiancée's call had been destroyed, her voice cracking with tears. He swallowed, unable to even countenance what could have happened to bring her to that state. He would do anything to comfort her, but it was impossible to ignore how bad her timing had been. As he passed through the streets, he found his fingers were tapping unconsciously against the wheel, and his thoughts ran impatient between what could have upset the woman he loved, and the possibility of at last catching the monsters that he pursued for so long.
Damn it, I'll talk to you later.
He at once regretted the flash of annoyance. He knew Elliot would simply want news of his missing friend, but the sad truth was that a single missing person paled in comparison to the potential to stop a mass arsonist or the Gregorys themselves. He continued to ignore the phone, finally coming to a stop close to a small restaurant by the roadside. The phone rang again as he approached it, and impatiently he hung up before entering.
Alex!
She stood from the table at once as he entered, barely having time to put his coat on the hook before she embraced him warmly.
Everything all right?
I had to see you. I had to make sure you were all right.
He frowned, unsure what had caused such concern as she led him to the table.
What's wrong? You were in tears on the phone.
A dream. I came home from work, wasn't feeling too good, and I had a nap. I had the most terrible feeling. Then as I'm sleeping, all I'm seeing is you being tortured, being shot, being killed. It was the most real dream I've ever had.
Haynes did his best to look attentive and patient. She seemed so sure, so concerned, but it was impossible to dismiss the annoyance at the back of his mind. It seemed such a trifling matter to have interrupted him. He hated himself for thinking it, but all he wanted was to get back to the chase.
Don't worry, it was just a dream. I'm fine, really.
I know. I had to see you. Couldn't shake off the feeling something terrible had happened.
He smiled encouragingly and took her hand, gently squeezing as he began to speak.
I'm not going anywhere.
Your work scares me. I know you love what you do. I know it's important, but you know these people. You know what they will do if you get too close.
I know what these people have been doing. Trust me, Fan. We can't stop now.
How close are you?
A sudden dull boom shattered their conversation, and Haynes stood from his seat, glancing between his fiancée and outside.
What the hell was that?
The phone rang again, and he glanced down to it, seeing Elliot once more trying to contact him. Even as he looked, other mobiles began to ring, the restaurant slowly filling with the noise of panicked phone calls.
I have to go. Get home. Stay safe. I'll be back later.
He kissed her lightly before stepping outside, retrieving his coat as he looked up to the sky. A long trail of smoke cut across the evening light, leading out towards the city centre. Another loud boom echoed from the distance, and he noticed the phone in his hand was ringing again.
Elliot, what the hell is going on?
How the hell should I know? But there is something more important right now. I know where he is.
Elliot, I appreciate the call, but we are doing all we can. Call any information you have through to the station. Let us handle it.
You don't understand. I think one of the Beatles is going to be there with him.
What are you talking about? Why would...
Hayward Logistics. Over the canal docks. At the mention of the name, Haynes frowned, reaching into his pocket for the notebook. And the name Hayward Logistics he'd taken from the side of the van.
How did you find out about that?
You have your methods, I have mine. The phone began ringing again, shortly followed by his pager. The station was trying to get hold of him, and he looked again to the far distance where the smoke trail was leading. The Beatles will be there in just over half an hour. It'll take that long just to get there.
Elliot, don't do anything stupid.
He spoke distractedly, aware of the murmurs of the people around him who were busy searching their mobile phones for news. Whispers of a crashed shuttle were reaching him, along with murmurs of terrorist attacks all rushing on. Get it together, Haynes. I am getting Mike out of there while he's still breathing. If you're serious about stopping this gang, get every gun you can find to that warehouse. One way or the other, I'm there. The phone hung up before Haynes could speak, and almost immediately rang again as the station operator sought him out. He answered, glancing back through the window of the restaurant as Francesca slowly gathered her things. His mind raced, torn between duty and opportunity. He looked back again and his mind was made, sighing as he watched her look up to him through the pale glass.
Bye, love.
And with that, he raced back towards the waiting car.